Welcome back to our pop-up event here at the Niello Company in Sacramento, California. And now we get to talk to our tech panel. I'm super excited because I hear you'll have a great reputation here at Niello.
Yeah, it's good.
And I hear coming with that great reputation has something to do with the culture in your shop. So I always love to know, how is the culture here?
Well, I can speak of that. The Niello Company is a family-run company, and every store is treated as such. The Niello family walks in, they know our names, we say hi, it feels like family. And when we run in the shop, we have a family vibe. I'd say morale is a huge part that plays in the automotive industry. Something that I brought over from the Marine Corps was we have two objectives every day, and that's troop welfare and mission accomplishment. If the troops are happy, then the customers are happy, and happy customers come back to refer our repeat referral business. So overall, people are happy to come to work. And it's just a good environment with positive family vibes.
Oh, that's impressive. And thank you for your service.
Oh, got that.
Casey, would you like to follow that up?
Oh yeah, the culture has been such a big part of our business, and I mean, because it all starts with our employees, and if our employees don't feel valued and taken care of, then our clients are not going to experience that. And the core values that the company has put before us kind of makes it easy to kind of build that culture. Because we're a team, we encourage self-improvement, we hold high expectations, so we've created processes kind of based on those to provide that exceptional service to our clients. But to our employees, we have I feel like it's a very unique place to work, because our culture allows our employees to trust those processes, and they believe in our values, they believe in what we're doing, and they get to see that and live that every single day.
Wow. I know technicians are the backbone of our industry, and this is unique what you have going on here at the Niello Company. And you also get to work with Tully Williams, who I've known for a long time as well. Tully likes to talk about, it's not service and parts, it's fixed ops together, working as a team. Maybe Victor and then Robert, would you like to address that, and also some of the things on the processes and making sure that you have everything in place you need to be able to satisfy the customer?
Yes, so we work as a team, and communication is key with the service advisors and parts, making sure we have the right equipment, tools. In our shop, everybody has their own scan tool, has their own computer to log into jobs or recommend parts, to clock on jobs off. It just makes it very efficient to be able to have that within the Niello Company.
Love it.
We also spend a lot of time with doing, we're the only ones in the industry that does paid inspections. So we take the time to give an inspection that's a focused and detailed inspection. That way, when the customer reviews it, they get an email. It's got photographs of any recommendations, so they can see firsthand what it is we're recommending, and it builds that honor and trust that everything that we're recommending they can see. We also do a video along with it. Gives a rundown of what's the vehicle, gives them a look underneath the undercarriage, and just kind of almost like a report card as far as how everything's being taken care of. And that also helps build what we're trying to do as far as giving that first-class experience.
Yeah, and it clearly is. And Tully likes to talk about the recommendations that he would make for a friend or a family member as well. Do you feel, Robert, that having things like those video inspections and the photos like you mentioned, you hope that adds to the transparency and the credibility?
Absolutely. I mean, especially being a technician, there's that fallacy that all technicians are just crooked and try to take one on the other person. This way, by taking videos and photographs, they get to see firsthand. And if somebody were to tell you this is broken, you're just kind of taking it at word. But when you get to see firsthand why we're recommending it, what it looks like, at that point when the customer looks at it, they're able to just sit there and be like, oh wow, I really do need to take care of it.
Carolyn, we originally set this panel up. Tully told you and I about the folks who are going to be on it, including this fellow here, Brad. And it was interesting that one of the first things that came up, Brad, was that we'd be talking about culture with the technicians.
Yeah.
Speak to us about that and how important that is for you and what you're doing.
The culture is very fun. It's more of a family environment, which is great. It's not a chore to come to work. seeing Rick and the Niello family. They know your name. It's just fun. It's like we play music at the shop. I'm usually somewhat dancing. You guys can't see it though, and it's fun. Scott gives me what I want, what I need tool wise. I can get anything to help us be more successful. The videos are a great personal way to the customer. The texts, we have a guy named Saul at our work that does a great video, really personal about how he talks to the customer, how he shows. I'm actually trying to get better at that. So there's always room for improvement, and that's where I feel like I need to, but I love the culture. We play cornhole. We had a cornhole tournament. I forgot who won because I didn't win. So it's just fun.
Yeah, and I noticed that you do have things like that, like contests and so on and so forth. You know, Brad, this really is, although it's 10 stores, this really is a family dealership. You can feel that when you walk in. And, you know, earlier the interview that we did with Rick and, you know, his son as well, how important is that?
It's very important. If you're just not a number, they make you feel valued. Communication's a real big part about that. We have a store meeting once a month or twice a month. My GM goes over all about the numbers, how we did, where we can improve. Scott does the same thing, and it reflects on how we treat each car and how we can do better. And that's always the main goal, is how we can do better. You're just not stagnant. You're trying to always improve.
You know, from the audience on the outside looking in, we've always seen that when Tully focuses on the dealership here, we have these big television monitors, and we're able to see in real time where you're tracking on the green, the yellow, and red. And Kara, I know Tully spends a lot of time in the mornings every day, 7 days a week, going through those and making sure that everyone's up to date on that. How important is that, everyone, to know where you're at, you know, on any given day of the month?
I think, I'm sorry, I think it's really important, and my role as a foreman is to try to help encourage people and motivate them and make them better. So we take all that information that we're giving, and it's very transparent with it. And sometimes if you have a guy that's, you know, not doing as well as they could, and we know that their abilities are higher, we can show them like, hey, this is possible. You know, this is possible to turn these types of hours. And I found it to be very motivating. We can pair those with like a seasoned technician with a newer technician, and kind of help grow them and encourage them, motivate them, train them. And we have all those resources daily at our fingertips to try to do that. So I think that transparency has been very important for the professionally and for the culture of the store, just because there's nothing's hidden. There's nothing to hide.
I agree with what he's saying. It's the numbers that he shows on the screen is actually a good idea, because it makes it pretty competitive. You see another person at a store, you're like, oh, okay, let me try to catch up to what he's doing. Like me and Brad, we go back and forth trying to compete with each other, which is like, okay, just like you said, it's some guys are like, they're like, okay, how do I get there? And we try to, you know, show them and teach them how to be more efficient and work.
Last question for the group, and anybody can answer this. Do you feel that all these ingredients, the family-run dealership, the transparency, the processes, Tara and I noticed you have a very young team here at Niello. Do you feel that helps add to the career path, if you will? The fact that people can know that they can work their way up into the company and advance. Do you think that's part of the secret sauce here at Niello?
I can say yes. I started as an advisor and was groomed into a position. I brought up many people from different positions to, now be making lots of money. And the mountain of data that Tully provides us every day lets us, as a manager, saves me a lot of time to focus on what my people need. And also when bringing a new person on, I just flip my screen around and show them, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and they can see everything, which is, also helpful. When the automotive industry is a very large, it's a small world, but a very big part. When other companies hear the Niello name, they just know. There is a line of people just, waiting for positions to open to get into this company. So that speaks for itself. So when people come, they don't leave. I know at our store we have just a huge amount of tenure, multiple people over 30 years. Mm-hmm. So I told Rick myself I'm going to die at my store. Some people get moved around. I am a Volkswagen fanatic. I will live and die at this store. And if I am moved, I'll get out of the automotive industry and find a new path.
All right, that's so impressive.
It's extremely impressive. Everybody stay with us. A lot more coming up. We're live on the West Coast. First pop-up here at the Niello Group. Writers and women.